Do it.
Do it. He's like, okay, I got my moss. He's not gonna do it now.
Yeah, buddy. All right. I'll get the tractor around front and get me a dry shirt. We can head up there. There and one there. This one was clear. You can see the whole.
So like it was like put his hands on the walls and was looking through the window.
Yeah, well, this is the bathroom in our bedroom. This bathroom, I got it in the middle of the night, and that's me and Rosie use this one. Our bedroom is right on the other side of this bathroom. Well, actually, on the other side right here. I came out, went to the bathroom, middle of the night. Everything's dark, so I didn't turn on the lights. And I think I see a face looking in the window. Now the toilet's right there. I'm standing at the toilet, the window's right here. And I got to look and I got to see, it wasn't white, it was almost hay colored. You know, the old hay, it was kind of leathery, light brown, but it wasn't moving.
We're here at a swamp near Donnie's, and we just found a deer skull and some other
That was a spider.
bones right here on the bank.
Can't tell if it's been chewed on or not. No eyesight is
Maybe a little bit.
Oh, that may be rats or something. But what's sweeping that? You know, and that's the kind of stuff that we've been finding. Their property up here, we just closed another parcel. It's big. It's got a beautiful spring-fed little creek that runs through it.
Yeah.
But I seen a really weird track yesterday, day before yesterday, or something. But I don't know what it is.
We've been finding a ton of bones.
What does that track look like? It looks like the front looks like a dog. It's got, I'm not drawn at all. Just to give you an idea. Alright, it had like a claw mark. You know, there's 3 claw marks, definite toe, 3 definite toes, just like a dog. You know, it had the pads, and then it had like a, sort of like a, somewhat of a little pad right here. And then back here it had like a golf ball, like a perfect circle.
It was about that big? Is that about the size?
A little bit smaller. It was probably about that long overall, about that wide.
Well, that's definitely no known canine.
No, the 3 claws were really dug in. They were really deep in the ground. And whatever it is was heavy on the toes, because the toes were really pressed in, you know, embedded in the ground.
Yeah.
And then the little ball part, like the little pad behind the foot, like behind our toe, it was mashed in pretty good. But then that golf ball size, it was like a void between the toe pad, or the I don't know what that part of the foot is, behind the toes. Between that section and the heel, there was a gap with nothing, and then it was just a round dent, about the size of a golf ball. But it seemed like whatever it was really heavy on the toes. They were really mashed in the ground. But I seen one, and then it's a bunch of pine straw, a few patches of sand, and probably 10 or 12 feet, there was another one. There was 2 of them. And Kim seen them. She said, I think it's a bear. I said, no, it's definitely not a bear.
That's not a bear.
A bear almost looks like a human foot, but it's got claws. Yeah, I mean, they're
Especially
pretty
if they
easy
double
to-
step.
Yeah, they're pretty easy to distinguish. I don't know what that was. I never seen it print like that.
Well, you guys ready to go check that spot out?
Let's.
Hey, you want to ride up there, Tony?
Yes, sir.
It used to be down by the water, but there are no deer that run through here. And I know that for a fact because I put game cameras up on this side. I monitored this whole side, trying to stop whatever was coming to get the chickens. And just tired of, you put cameras out, they get screwed with.
Yeah.
You come back, you got a camera here facing that way, you come back, it's turned facing that way. Or it'll be slid way up the tree, we can't hardly reach it.
Yep.
Or just
At an angle that it's getting nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a.
It's either vagrants or it's some other things, and I don't want either one, so we quit before I ended up losing another camera.
Yeah, we had a game camera that was on the entire time, just did not catch a single thing. I don't know if it was nothing was on it. It was white. And we know that we were standing in front of the camera the entire time and set the table in front of it with like toys and gifts and stuff.
I'll tell you, if you're out doing that, I don't seek out Sasquatch at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an investigator.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of them. I mean, if I'm looking for them, it's to put that on him so I can get a good, efficient shot.
Yeah.
But I don't go looking for them. I don't want no trouble from them. But in the beginning, I thought I wanted to get evidence of them because I know what I've seen. I've seen it personally. It was up, but something about having a picture of what I've seen, you know, it just more proof of what you've seen. Like,
it helps you feel. It helps you cope.
Self something.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
it's closure for yourself.
Yeah, closure, exactly. And so I was trying to understand. They're not an animal, but they're not a human. There's something in the middle. They're beyond the capabilities of animals. They're beyond the capabilities of humans. So thinking outside the box, if you're going to get them, you got to think in ways that are not normal for human.
Yeah.
And so what I've done, I took my game camera, and it's got 4 loops on it, where you put it on a tree, you hook your little cord to it, and stretch it around the tree, to where it has 2 cords, and so all 4 corners are secure. I took the cords off, and I took a piece of string, and I tied it to the corners, made me a little loop in the center, and I tied a rope or a string, a cord to it, to the very center where it was balanced, and I hung it. This particular area, that you find trees that are bent like this, but like this is natural, but you'll find them where they're not natural. You know, I'm out there all the time. I hunt that area, and going every day of the week. Come one day, there's a tree bent over right in the way, and you can't go down the same path. You have to walk around it. Well, I found one of them. It was up fairly high, and I threw my string up over it, and it come down. I made me a loop, and I pulled that camera up, and it was pretty high. I could reach it, but I could just get my fingers on the bottom edge of it, and then I tied it off to the same branch that where it looped like this. I had it run like right here with the camera hanging, and then I run the string over here and tied it. All I do is untie it, and the camera would drop. I let it hang. Come back right before dark. Something come up, grabbed the camera. It was set for I think 15-second video. It was video clips. The camera starts recording, picks up a trigger. It's lifted up, and then it's turned, like rotated out. Instead of filming what's walking under it, it was turned to film away from it. And then it was moved like that. And then it was moved back. Then it's dropped. It's kind of bouncing and doing its thing, and you can hear crunching, something moving away. That night, I think it was 2 in the morning, camera comes on, it's facing the ground, you can see the ground, and it turns to the side, then it's picked up. And it was played with, it was moved, but it wasn't bouncing from a varmint or a bird, it was moved. Somebody was handling it, you could hear it in the microphone where it was holding it, but it would like point it in a certain direction for like 3 seconds, it would just hold it. And I just had them, that one clip in the day, and it was 2 or 3, but they were back to back at 2 in the morning, and then it stopped, and you hear it walking away. Wow. The one during the day could have been a hunter playing a trick on me, but at 2 in the morning, not out there. It's in the swamp. I took the camera down, and I have not been to that area since. I didn't experience nothing in there, but that was enough.
Yeah.
Not for me. I'll say that to you guys.
That area is
There's not hunt out there. One of these, there's a tree that's laid down, and then there's sticks, you know, just like this, that were standing up vertical, like, you know, like a teepee.
Yeah.
But like a long, not a teepee, like a tent.
Yeah, kind of like a tube shelter.
A-frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that. And it's either this one right here or that. Both of these were here. There's another tree down right there.
As you guys know, you find the pineal gland. Follow your third eye. I think these creatures, they definitely follow pine cones and ferns. Very interesting. There's ferns everywhere around here, Matt.
Yep.
When Matt got zapped in Mayaca, it was right after we discovered a footprint. And there was ferns all around that as well.
Water's up now. It goes down at the sandy beach, white beach. Out there, so I've seen the two figures, the little one and the big one. They were squatted like Oriental people. You know how they eat and they squat down. Their feet are flat on the ground, but their rear end is like that far above the ground. They're almost sitting on it.
Yeah.
It was squatted like that. There's a big one and a little one. And I seen the arm come out and grab the little one and like snatched it over. Yeah, that's when I shut it down. Nope, that's it. I'm running. I don't want to give them attention. I don't want attention from them. I think it was this one. I don't think it was that. Bag. But it was just like the way the tree was down, like that. See how this stick is laid on it right here?
Yeah.
It was like a bunch of sticks laid down on it, you know? But it was like on both sides. But that's what it looked like. But they were all the way down. And that was a year and a half ago. About.
Good little hunting blind.
Bag right there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the old road. I thought it was over there. I didn't even know it was there until I think Kim had said something. Why not put that up there? What was put up there? I don't remember.
And it was a surprise to you.
Yeah. We'll go see what's in that. It's probably easier. Watch that one up here overhead.
First time I got hit by briars and speaking.
Thank you.
Oh no, man, we got bad. It's not so bad if there's property there. That smells good, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. I did. That's the first I smelled it. You can smell it. And it says, oh man, it smells like honeysuckle.
Yeah.
Non-stop science. Normally I have
Thank you.
so goats love them morning. They wreak havoc on you. You hike with, I go in the woods with Kim. She'll grab a limb, keep walking with it, then she lets go of it when she's at the end, and I get wet.
Oh yeah.
Watch your face.
I have a good video of walking with my buddy Chris. He did the same thing, and it hit me so hard. And he's like, "Oh, watch out for the limb." I'm like, "You're the one who created that."
You got a bone right there? No, I don't think
Bone-colored sticks.
no. Other?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a buzzard probably. Yeah, something must have got hit.
Feather is interesting, substance. It's kind of like fingernail and hair,
That's a different one, ain't it?
No, that's a different
Yeah,
one.
that's a different one there.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, there's another one.
Wow.
Golly. There's another one right there. Look, there's more.
Yeah, there is.
Is that a turtle?
It might be, because
I don't think that. Well, I don't know. Maybe.
maybe under the shell. Any more in this little area?
We do have a coyote that hangs out around here. Definitely. There's more bones other than that one. There's some big ones right there. See them? Right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
there's
crazy.
a bunch of them. Golly.
Couple different animals I think we came across then.
Jeez, they keep going.
Wow.
Look, there's even more.
Scattered through.
I hope it didn't die of some funky disease. I mean, the road's pretty close.
Yeah, someone just got hit and dragged in. That's the most likely scenario.
These goats are awesome. What's up, guys? Yeah.
Smoked, made all kind of rattling noises. But it's still there. It drives the water down. This time they got a new motor. Which had like 160,000 miles on that one. With that one in it.
Yeah. You guys are sweeties.
Wow.
It's dried out. I bleached it, the outside, so it wouldn't get disease on it. But it even dried out, that thing's probably 3/4 of a pound or so, I would guess.
Oh, for sure.
It's heavy. And this tree broke.
Here y'all go.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
This, where the tree was folded over, this was laid on top. And it was out, I couldn't reach it. It was higher than the roof right here, not by far. But I found a stick, about a 4-foot stick, and I was just able to
Poke it out.
keep bumping and bumping. I finally got it knocked down. I was like, geez, it's big.
That is crazy big.
But where it's at, there's no farms.
There's no reason that would be a cattle bone. It doesn't look cattle. I found cattle bones before.
Yeah, I don't think
look like that.
it seems too short.
And it's too dense as well.
Yeah, it's incredibly thick, and it's definitely not a wild pig.
Like a femur bone.
It looks like
Yeah,
a
but
dinosaur.
I mean, look how thick it is. That's the one end. I think this end is almost 6 inches
Yeah.
around it. One end.
Donnie was just telling us that some coon hunters in 2012 got ran out of the woods by an aggressive Sasquatch right where the clay meets the pavement. So 400 yards to our left right there is booger territory.
Posted no trespassing all over the place.
Be desolate out here.
Nothing but nothing. basically the equivalent of having a nice camera with a lens.
That's nice, man. I like that. Definitely like that.
And it's
I had a
see how stable it is?
yeah, I had a gimbal,
Mm-hmm.
and I ended up Lisa Mountain Girl Sasquatch.
Okay.
It was her channel. I sent it to her to help her out because I didn't use it. I shake really bad, so I used the GoPro. The stabilization. I had a shed, which is it's been down since we got the property. There's 3 of them. I already hauled one of them off. That's part of the other one. I just got to get that one. Just watch for cactus. You guys, there are a few of them up here. Once we get down to the bottom, there won't be no more. It's just stuff on the sandy area.
Yeah, it was awesome seeing those sandy hills coming in.
Oh yeah, Fan Mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that people ride their 4x4s up there tearing it up, and the people who own it, they used to let us ride on it, but they started dumping beer cans and bottles, and they shut that down.
Mm-hmm. Would be a prime spot to look for footprints too. That huge hillside.
Oh yeah, probably.
You'd see a good trackway.
And I found prints here before. I wasn't looking. I've never really looked for them, but you'll come across them. And kind of hard to miss.
Yeah.
See, this one's left. Bottom jaw's gone off of it. One of the the rooters were missing. I pulled the other one out so it wouldn't vacate. But you see how thick the wire is?
Yeah, it would take a lot of force to untwine it.
All right, you see the bone structure? All right, these pigs had tusks about that long. This wire was in the mouth, pulled tight, and then I twisted it like this one. So there's no way to get it off. You see all the twisting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like it was untwisted, pulled out of the pig's mouth, and then only this part was twisted. But look at all the kinks. That's where it was twisted. You see the difference? I mean,
something needs to have thumbs to do that.
Yep, somebody undid that.
Yep.
And I mean, it's stout. That wire is really stout. It's not very easy to manipulate. It's electric fence wire. It's 12 gauge or 12.5 gauge. That's them big bores.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I was looking at it wrong. They were massive. The jaw was what I wanted. The bottom jaw and the skull to do a European mount. So I've never had one of those.
So that's the only one remaining of the 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it. I've never found them, but there's so many. There's other bones here, and we don't dump animals here. That's the first thing I put up here. That orange rope right there, that was the 3rd head.
Yeah.
For the buzzards, we put them here. And the buzzards, the day I put them here, I left. We came back that afternoon to put the mammals out for deer, and the buzzards were already gone. They'd be gone by the time, and I'd get the buzzards. But their entire head walked off. I don't know where they went. There's bones down here. I don't know what they're from. There's some other bones back over there. There's some back bones, but there's skull bones. I don't know if it's all. See, there's a back bone over here. So there's another one. But they're everywhere. You see them?
Scattered all throughout. Yeah. Vertebrae.
Yeah, the deer and the pigs that we get in our hunt, we bury them at the house with the tractor in the back because it turns back into fertilizer. We don't just throw stuff out, but not up here. We don't want the coyotes because this is the feeding ground that we bring the goats up. But it's like that it's all over out here. You see a big hog skull in here, let me know.
Then it's mystery solved.
Yeah.
Or at least clues. Here's another bone. Yeah. Right under a tree. Nice size one too.
Oh wow. Guess it's a hip maybe? Hip socket right there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's from.
Maybe a raccoon, possum, something
Think
small.
Yeah, it's too big. I think it's too big for a coon, but too small for a deer, unless it's a baby deer, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, something's definitely a predator here.
Yeah. There's so many bones here, and I don't know where they're coming from. We found 2 skulls. I think it may be a dog. They're small, bigger than a raccoon, but smaller than a deer. And they're in here somewhere. I haven't taken none of that. There's some more bones. Backbones. And they're big. They're about the size of a big deer.
Could be
They got the older man. I mean, the younger man was here. The older man was his father. The younger guy got into drugs a little bit. And they ended up losing this. We're going to go to the big pine tree right here. We're going to go by it, and then we'll be out of the sun. We'll get shade of it. You want me to show you the area where I had the tennis ball or the baseball where they
Shoot it
pulled
up?
all the skin off? Yeah.
Definitely.
That area creeps me out. And we're gonna turn that into a desert, that one little section. It's got a very eerie feeling to it. I don't like it. I don't like the hills over there at all. It's just one section, and then of course the area we call Jeff's Corner is back over here. This way. This piece of land, this is the original, the 10-acre tract that we got. We're on that.
As you guys know, when we're around the pine cones, your third eye gets strengthened. And I think these creatures definitely harness that energy as well.
Something's broke that off. Yeah, back here. We had this wire around all 4 sides of the property, and then Hurricane Michael came, dropped all the trees, and it busted the wires. So now we're going to find our friends.
It smells delicious back here.
Yeah, it's so nice. Wait till we get up over here with one. Even the areas that scare me over here is just being out here. You know?
It's paradise.
Yeah. The creator's country. And I don't mind the other environments, but, well, besides bears. gotta lift it up a little higher for Connor. Yeah, this would be the, from where we parked at, this would be the drive coming into where we're gonna put the house.
Wow.
I got a few, I'm gonna try to leave that oak, it's a pretty tree. I'm hoping that it's enough space to get through. But we gotta go, I got orange markers right there, and that goes back where we're going. But I'll show you that spot where all that, where we had all that activity at. Well, we've seen one of the tracks that we found up here several times. It looks like a horse track, but it's about that big. It's not as, you know, as big as a regular horse. About like the bottom of a standard coffee cup. But when you find them, they just start. There's no beginning. It's just all sand, and then there's one print, and you can follow them for a ways. And when it'll get to a point, there's one more print. And there's no more. There's no trees. There's nowhere for them to go. It's like so they landed, walked, and took off. It's the way it looks. That was twice in the same week. We found the same track, same basic area. I had a trail over here. This is where I set up to hunt. We got a spot where we feed the animals. See it? There's my hunting stand there, one of them. We got another one with a shooting house, and there's another stand. And I was sitting in that, and stuff was hitting the tree, coming from back this way.
Wow.
And I could hear it hit, and then I'd hear it hit the ground, but nothing ever passed me and landed out there. It would hit the tree. So whether it's coming from a slingshot, I don't know. I don't know who threw it.
Pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of them missed. I didn't hear nothing hit in front of me. You can see the way you face when you're sitting there. You're facing south-southeast. And so it came from almost directly somewhere back here. I wouldn't hear them flying. I'd hear it when it hit, then I'd hear it hit the ground. But nothing went past me, and it was eerie. After about 8 o'clock that morning, I finally got down. I'm done. I don't need none of that.
Yeah, we definitely had some spooky vibes spending the night at Flat Rocks, because the second night, Tyler Howell, he's ex-police officer, he went home, and he usually is armed, so it was just me and Matt out there. We didn't bring a knife, no hatchet.
Really?
We gave our neck to the woods, and you know, luckily we're still here to talk about it, but I think it opened us up to some windows of energy.
Oh, imagine. Imagine. Well, that right there is, I put that on a video a few years ago. This holly up underneath it, I don't know if it's still there. I cut a bunch of stuff out here, because this is where we were feeding the deer. Putting minerals out for them. Right here, there's a tree down, not this one, but there's another one right there laid down. And I'd feed right on the other side of that tree right there. Well, all the stuff like this, we cut all of it, all out in there, and I opened it up because I had a stand back over there. We stuffed it under here. We put everything in the hole up under that. We packed it. We came back, I think it was the following day or the day after that. All of that stuff that me and Kim had put under there, it was all pulled out and stacked over here. And it looked like somebody raked it. There wasn't even a leaf on the ground. But you come over there where we was feeding the deer, you can't see into it, but there's a window with no leaves or nothing. It's just an open window. You could sit back in there and the deer would never see you. And you're 20 foot from them. And that spooked me up pretty good. But the majority of the activity on here, I've had up there, the way we come in by the bone area, that's where I've had stuff run off. I've had something run toward me over there. Didn't see it. Didn't see anything. You could definitely hear it. Right here, the deer hits down. I think that's where the paranormal stuff came from. This is just where we put the mineral out for the deer. You can still see a lot of the stuff in the ground. That's why there's nothing growing here. They still come. I got the bag in the truck. Keep forgetting to bring it. It's with me when we come up here. I just keep forgetting to get the bag out. Right here There's a root. The trees are down now, so it's hard to pick it out. I thought it was right here somewhere. But this is where I put the marbles in the oyster shells that time. That's when I didn't realize the gifting thing was a bad idea. Okay. I put some stuff out just to see if I can get any type of response. There's a root here somewhere. Looks a little different. Maybe under that tree up there. There's something under it. I think that's it. But the baseball, all the strings for it, I mean, it just, the skin was peeled off the baseball. All this area was covered with these strings. The inside of the baseball is full of string.
Yep,
Yeah.
all over.
And I didn't know that. I thought it was just a hard, like a skeet machine ball. But it had stuff all in there. And the leather itself was dented. You could see the teeth marks. It was all dented up and it stunk. It had like a, I don't know, had something on it. It felt like grease when you tell them the outside. The inside was sticky, but all the string stuff was sticky too. I think it's a glue on it. But the outside of it had this greasy film, and it stunk so bad. And I felt it on my fingers. I smelled it when I got home after showering 3 or 4 days later. Every time I took a bite of something, I'd smell it. It stayed in my skin. I don't know what it was.
Wow.
Kim was worried that it was some type of poison.
I think it's the same grease probably they found on the bridge's front door in that Finding Bigfoot episode where it's like hand orange grease, you know? It's a possibility.
Oh, wow. Yeah, very possible. I don't know where it was coming from unless it's just something that comes out of the skin. But all this was covered with them strings. The blue marble that I put up, or it wasn't a marble, it was aquarium rocks.
Mhm.
But they were big and pretty. It disappeared. I put another one up. That one was gone. The clear one was knocked off several times off the stump, but it wasn't never taken until the very end when I stopped doing it. But right here, all that stuff was scattered out, and the cover, I think it was over there. It's where the cover of the ball was. But there's yellow strings all over, real, almost like coarse thread. But it was all through here. The deer heads, they were right back over here. There was two. These are bucks that hunters would go after. Pretty horns on them, and it looked, they weren't cut off. It was torn. Like it was torn off just behind the jaw. It was only the head, no vertebrae. They were set on the ground. Like the noses were facing apart and they were butted up to one another. But they were like facing, one's facing that way, one was facing that way, and it was set right over here. And I come in and I found it. I took them home because, man, they were like, most hunters people that mount deer,
Yeah.
they would have mounted those. Nobody,
No one would've
those
left them.
buck heads, not with horns like that. And when I took them home, the paranormal activity started in our home. We had, it got pretty bad. And Pappy Two Bears, he's the one that linked it to the heads. I didn't know what was going on, but we took them and dumped them. I took them out in Caryville. Actually,
How long ago was this?
probably 3 years ago.
Wow.
About that, and we still have that activity. It's not bad now, but it still happens at times. The main thing is the metal detector in our middle storage room.
Mhm.
When you go down the hall, that first door to the left,
Yeah.
it's got the lock on it. That's our storage room. And all hours of the night, you hear the metal detector come on. It's loud. You go there, you unlock it. That lock is really loud to unlock it because we kept a padlock on it so Rosie wouldn't get hurt. Had a lot of stuff in there. And you unlock it, that thing's going off continuously. You slide that thing open and it's real loud. Bang! Turn the doorknob. As soon as you crack the door, it stops. But the crazy thing is I took the battery out of it because it kept coming on. And the night I took it out, it didn't come back on. A couple days later, it came right back on again. And I double checked it. I caught it on video, and it's on my channel. Something about the paranormal activity in our home again. I think it's what I titled it. But I caught it, and it was the middle of the day. I was in the living room and it started going off, and I filmed my phone because my camera was in the bedroom, and I wanted to catch it, and I filmed it. I went to the door, got the door open. As soon as I opened it, it stopped. I mean, as soon as I cracked it open, but you can hear it in the phone. It was just incredibly loud. We haven't. It's probably been 8 or 9 months since anything's happened with metal detector, so that's a good thing.
Giant wolf spider.
This spot here is spot creeps me out. I don't like being in this section. I'm gonna clear all this out right here. But all these thick areas, sometimes when you come through, it feels like somebody is in it staring at you. You can feel that pressure on you, and I don't like it. It scares me.
I'm trying to feel it right now.
Yeah. It gets bad when you get out over here, and even when it starts opening up, as we go further in, you can literally feel where it's at. You know what I mean? As you pass it, you can feel it once it's behind you. And I don't know. I wish I had an answer for it. I don't know if it's paranormal or what. Be careful of these. These got them spikes on them.
Yeah.
And they will get you. I believe it's mayhaw, like a wild crabapple. Hoping some of them strings would still be here. I guess they rot or something.
Yeah, they biodegradable probably.
Yeah, they probably are. It was all over the vines. I mean, this area was covered with it.
But that's amazing, because yeah, the inside of a baseball is full of strings, and that would be perfect like evidence and spread out. That's strange.
I never opened one. I never played baseball.
You were too busy pro skateboarder.
I was skateboarding, yeah. That's all I've done. 7 years old, started skating. And that was it.
That's amazing.
I love it. At least I'm still able to do that. Now it's creeping me out. And it's normally it is over there. Sometimes it'll be up in front of you, but normally it's this general direction that really gets to me. Kim won't come back here. If we come in right here, if I stop, she gets upset. She wants out. She feels it. I don't say nothing to her. I don't want to scare her any worse. But, I mean, it's a beautiful area, but why do you get a feeling like that? You know, can you feel that pressure on you?
Yeah, definitely. You can tell it's dark back there.
Yeah, and it opens up. You know, once you get back a little ways, it's really pretty, but you can feel this corner where we're going to end up going to up here. It's bad. Me and Kim call it Jeff's corner. Jeff plow right through all of it, so he'll go by himself through all of it. Not easy. But this is the new property we're on right now. Pay close attention to the ground yesterday, or day before yesterday, Sunday, whenever that was. I think it was up this way where I found them 2 tracks. I just want to get past that area. I know Hurricane Mike did probably 99% of it, but I don't know if there was, I don't know what's not the hurricane, because we never went on it. I mean, we come in right there and you felt how eerie it felt. I can still feel something like that pressure from that direction. I can still feel it. But when you first come in, you know how eerie it feels?
Yeah.
That's as far as we went, that like 30 or 40 feet in. We never come into here until we found out who owned it, and we talked to him, called him, and asked if we can go look around, you know, because we wanted this property. We knew it had water on it, but we never even seen it. It worked out really well. Come on here. Kind of, I don't know.
Has he ever mentioned anything or strange occurrences out here? No, you didn't even answer me. You
Yeah,
asked me, you didn't answer.
Yeah, I asked him if he experienced anything just out of the ordinary on the property, and he just kind of went dead for a little bit, wouldn't answer me. And he said, well, there is good water running on the property, and kind of dodged the question. And I didn't bring it back up. He's a lot older than me and a lot wiser, but it just, the way he looked, the expression looked as though it was kind of like there's something there. It's kind of like he was spiritually telling me, yeah, there's something there. Don't want to talk about it. That's the feeling I got, but he didn't say that.
Hold on.
Was that a break?
Definitely sounds like some movement and a break over there to the right.
Right where you're talking about, you're getting that feeling.
Yeah, right over there. Thought I heard it too. Yeah, we'll just go around over here. If y'all are alright with it. I don't like getting here. It could be anything, but that's just a critter I don't want to take chances with. And we saw this down, we just go through right there.
Okay.
Where'd you hear that at? Was it?
Came right,
Yeah,
right
that's
here in front of
exactly
me.
where I heard it. We can probably get through right there.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe.
Yeah, I got it too as well. Guys, I'm scared of this thing. That's just all there is to it. There's no way around it. I don't understand how so many people.
What do you see?
I heard brush moving. Sounded like canvas, like if you have a canvas jacket and you go through some thick brush, that
pool.
noise. Yeah, did y'all not hear it?
I heard it, yeah.
Just kind of a shh, like that. Yeah. It sounded like. Maybe
Matt, did your tent audio record from the second night?
We didn't even get to that yet.
Just because
It was recording for sure. Like there was a big ass file on it. But
the whole night, like when you were snoring, and in between your snores, remember I was like saying I would listen before? I was definitely hearing whispers and stuff.
Like, what are the odds that there's just a big old X right here?
Oh, I didn't even see that. I don't ever look for stuff like that.
Well, it could always be natural. It could always be natural, but look how many other ones are in that formation around.
Yeah.
That's what makes it peculiar.
Different. I just creep out. It's not all the time. Just certain areas I get creeped out, and I lose focus on everything else around me. At least they didn't hurt me like that.
After you've had so many close encounters with these creatures, though, you have to.
I hope it don't happen here. I really do. I don't think it will. This stuff, I'm gonna clear the majority of this out. I don't want them to have a spot they can hide. This is just gonna be a matter of time to get this done. But up here where we're going to, that's gonna be a job. That area really just.
Around this way?
You need to clear it.
Yeah, it was the feeling is so strong. It's annoying when you get up there. I mean, there's so much pressure. That's a pretty tree. I haven't even seen this one.
It's always surreal hanging out with you, Donnie, because right when I moved, to the area, I was researching the local cryptids, and, I heard about your Cyclops experience down in Panama City, and then I heard about the Mariana Caveman, and of course, heard about you on Bigfoot Odyssey, and I still remember first emailing you and be like, hey Donnie, I moved to this area, and you came back, and we've been friends ever since, man.
Absolutely, brothers, without a doubt. We talk about you a lot. We were just talking about you a few days ago, actually. And just, the Creator puts you in the path of so many other people but there's a variety of people that he puts on your path, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, when you come across them people, you know it was meant to be. This is
Meant to
right.
be.
And that was the first time I met you in person. I said, you know, this is it. This is the real deal.
The world provides
I almost
when.
feel blindsided right now. Kind of.
I keep hearing a pop over there. That's why I stopped.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I heard it twice.
Say word again.
I didn't hear it that time. It will be going like up on the hill over here. Something dug up.
Yeah.
Something stuck through that branch right there? Oh no, that's part of the branch.
Yeah.
Is that a fruit?
No, it's a deformity. I forget what it's called. They're all over.
Okay.
And it's normally, see, there's one right there.
Okay.
I forget. It's a little organism that causes that. Now, I haven't researched it. We asked the people at the Extension Office, Department of Agriculture, and it's like one of the little nematode things that get in the root systems. Boy, those trees are beautiful right there.
Yeah.
Sure are.
I don't know what they are, but they're pretty. It's like creep myrtle, sort of.
It's the same green as a fern, so I'm sure the Sasquatch would use it to hide behind.
Imagine. The goats love them wherever they are. They'll devour that and no time.
You want to not go back? We can not go back.
No, it's like from somewhere right there.
Yeah.
Kind of the way it feels.
We're definitely being watched from that area.
You feel it too?
Mm-hmm. 100%.
It's just eerie. I don't want to. Wait, I want to get around that. I've seen a ribbon. There's an orange ribbon hanging somewhere over there. I've just seen it. That's where the road is going to go, the driveway to the house.
Okay.
I just want to get it away from that, whatever that is. It could be a wild dog, a coyote, it could be anything. I don't take chances, not in the woods. I'm being a good press charge against bear or coyote.
I'd honestly rather it be those things. Alright.
Yeah. There's no wind.
Dead
I just
silent.
heard it. Yeah. I heard a twig. It almost sounded like when you snap your fingers, that pop. Yeah, right through there. It sounded like a twig. There's no wind or nothing right now.
Look in there.
It's creepy.
That's what I love about this thing. You can just get in there and really look. Looks like there's something.
There's something dark right
That's
there.
what I was just about to say.
Can
There's
you see
something
it?
dark. I can't tell. Let me take my sunglasses off. What is that?
I can see it. There's a tree right there, kind of on the right of the opening, but to the left of that tree.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you hear it again?
Yeah.
That was a little pop. Maybe it's a bird or something. That'd be cool. Now we're getting a breeze.
It's coming back.
It's not. I love this property so great for it. Worked out that we got it. There's just some parts of it. That area that we come around right over there in that corner where we're going. We haven't walked the entire property, but those are the two spots that really get under my skin. There's a buffalo over there, there's a deer. She's so many deer on this property. This is more than I've ever seen on any property. Certainly is the ground is just different.
It's pretty interesting. Some kind of little fabric.
Okay.
It's like a little piece of fabric.
Oh, it is.
Out of everything in the woods, and I found this little piece.
No, I
Crazy.
haven't even seen that. I would have never spotted it. Oh, I bet there was another shooting, a hunting tent.
Yeah, there you go.
We found 3 on here, a feeder barrel.
Uh-huh.
Our buddy who owned this one we got it from, he doesn't hunt. And he's on this property for like 30 years. He's never allowed anybody to hunt on it.
Poachers.
Yep. And he couldn't keep them out. The back cable he put up, there's a back entrance. You have to go through the woods. You can't get through it in a regular vehicle. You have to have something set for off-road. But they shot it. They cut the first one down. He put up a heavier cable, and they shot it in 2. And we just went up a few days ago, and we put no trespassing signs across the whole back, and we fixed the cable back there. I'm hoping we can keep them out. So we're going to have the goats on here tomorrow. God forbid when we end up shot or Rosie or Kim. It might be very good. Look at how all this is kind of stacked. Isn't that neat?
Yeah, it all comes together.
You got this little oddball one right here, kind of upside down.
These are just kind of like a little barrier.
Yeah. I always call it a staging area.
Oh, it's strange. Look at this one. I just noticed this one.
Yeah.
It's kind of tied into it. You see it?
Sure is.
That's neat. Look at all the little treetops hanging up there.
That's crazy. Holding all the pine cones, the pineal gland, the Fibonacci spiral, golden ratio, seashells, brainwaves, pine cones,
That goes way up there.
God's fingerprint.
Mayhaw. Be careful, there's spikes in that corner. Don't want to get down. Oh. Oh, I could pop it off. Oh, maybe not. Probably made it worse. Maybe. I think we're gonna really like it here. Thought that was a print. Probably deer. See where the animals are coming through?
Yeah.
Here. If you find a shed, a deer shed, where you keep it. We looked for them a little bit the other day when we was up here. We walked to the back. I didn't see any. I love hunting with kids.
My friend New England Stewart, he has a dog named Oakley that he has trained. Man, Oakley, watching videos of him, he'll find them and he gets so excited. I love it.
That's awesome. I didn't really thought about that. There's an old buck rub right there. Wow, he's beat that tree down. See how the ground's kind of beat in with all the tracks where they come through up here, where we're headed to. Is,
all this moss only helps with the stuff, how spongy it is.
Yeah. Yeah, in the morning you walk on this stuff and it's like walking on jello. It's so soft.
When it's got moisture in it from the dew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's dead or alive like this, but it'll spring back up in the morning time. But it's all kind of crunchy, even the green stuff. You just stepped on it. Seems like all of it's crunchy.
I'm sure it's edible too for the wild man.
Oh yeah, yeah, I imagine so.
Sure is.
Kind of out of place.
Right next to one that almost looks like it was pushed down.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Next to another
See
one.
that on the 10-acre tract when the hurricane come through, all the trees are folded pointing toward the south. Everything's broke toward the south. But we've seen 2 or 3 spots in here Sunday that are like this. You got trees pointing toward the south, like this is pointing toward the north, the next 2 are pointing toward the south, then you got that, and there's no They just don't line up with what you would think the wind would do. But who knows? I love it. You can't go wrong with it. They're constantly like adding more and more to it. More features, and I really love it. And the little music clips, you got a ton of soundtracks.
Yeah.
You see the orange flags?
Yep.
That are here. This is where we're gonna put the house at. Be right there. And we got the pretty ribbons.
Yep.
That goes to the 10-acre parcel where I got the road cleared, the new road. It'll come through all the way to here, and we're gonna put a trailer house right there as soon as we find one. And then right over here is where the creek is, and we'll hit the creek. When you go to the right, that's Jeff's corner, that area there, and that's you can feel there's something. There's a presence in the air. Just something is really off right there. I don't know if this is an animal. I don't know if it's something from the ground. Ooh.
Yeah, some kind of electrical anomaly or some kind of predator.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Something like what are they called? Ley lines?
Ley lines, yeah.
I don't know how to even check. I don't know how to even look for them.
Yeah, there's tons of maps of them, but sometimes it's just drawing the correlations between Native American mounds and other structures and high energy experience.
We could have, there could be burial sites right here. It's very possible.
Definitely.
We're on a hill right now. It doesn't seem like it, but you'll see it when we get up here. You can tell we're up on a hill. But it is insane how pretty it is over here.
Yeah, it's a slice of paradise for sure.
This will never happen in a million years if I live. And I still am amazed how all of this come together. It shouldn't have happened. It still don't make sense that it did happen. That's just blows me away.
When you open yourself up to miracles, it happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can kind of see where it tapers off, like off through there.
Yeah.
And try to get around this stuff. The easiest way is this. But I have not been up here after dark, so I have no idea. I was gonna put an audio recorder. Lisa, she sent me one the early part of last year. It was really nice. I thought about bringing it out here and putting it up, put it in a Ziploc. Look at where the carpenter bee is drilling in the tree. See the sawdust?
Yeah. That's amazing.
I just watched a clump of it fall out. He's in there digging right now. That's so cool. Them things are all over out here. That's a weird little area up under there.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much moss. It's like something's been kind of raking it out.
It does look that way, though. That's kind of strange. Be a nice place to lay out of the heat.
Yeah, it would. There's a weird echo. Do you hear that to the left? It was some kind of animal noise. It sounded like young.
Oh, right there?
Yeah.
What was it?
I don't know. It's not one of our phones, is it? That was a weird noise.
Where's my phone?
No, mine's silenced. That was strange.
Yeah, it sounded like a young animal or like a woman in the distance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like sort of a feminine sound. Let me get around right here. Maybe coming in at the wrong angle.
And it was right when we started walking too, so it was calculated. Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah. They'll start making sounds when we're by the creek too.
You hear that? Is that a plane?
Does sound like planes overhead too.
Oh yeah, that's
That's when they love to move.
We weren't walking into something brown.
we did get a growl 2 weeks ago over here. It was loud. It was off at a distance, but I thought it was a plane. And that's what Kim's, that was me, that was my stomach that time. And I heard us, is that a plane? Kim said, no, that's a growl. And I thought, no, it's like this, it's kind of echoey, that sound. That's what I was thought, but it didn't happen again until we started to come up the bank on the other side of the creek, and then we heard it. I heard it clear that time.
That's weird.
We were parked, there's a little sand road you come in over here. It's just a little rough getting to it, and that's where we had parked, and we went out. I ain't gonna put a lot. Something's growling after we don't mess around. You got it right there? On the right. Really tells. See now, it's obvious that we're up on top of the hill.
Yep.
So pretty dry.
Here's a bone.
Find one? Oh, look at that.
Chewed up too.
That's a shoulder. That's a deer shoulder bone right there.
Got the teeth marks right there.
Wow. Oh, that's something with sharp teeth.
Pretty wild.
I haven't seen a bone on here yet. That's wild. You hear it? Oh yeah. Yeah, I can hear it. That's a waterfall. You get around the racing around like this. It'll be creepy. Look at this little oak tree. It's got that 90-degree bend in it.
Sure does. That's weird.
That's really weird. Yeah, this area, we'll go and look at the creek, and then we'll go that direction toward the east, and it gets, I do not like it at all. That's Jeff's corner. That's it.
He's in here in spirit, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, look. He knows that we named that corner after him. Jeff would go out there in the middle of the night, I believe, by himself. He just, that man ain't afraid of much. Besides his mama and God himself, he ain't a whole lot of following him. This is a buck rub. He broke the top off of it.
Oh yeah.
That's an old one. Maybe last year's. There's so many. They got, when they're crossing the creek, they're going like steep down these embankments. This one's off on the creek. So cold and clean. Do you think them creatures eat them palmetto berries?
Yeah.
From soft palmettos, you think?
Yes, they do.
This, well, we can see how many's here. This end is full of.
They also like hiding in them.
Like what?
Hiding in them.
Yeah,
Well, I'm telling you guys so you move them.
I'll get a bush hog.
That's why I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't need them up here.
It always reminds me of the Mayaka skunk ape photos.
Down south. I have a picture of one where his face is peeking out from under a bush like that.
I don't want to see that. Yep.
Donnie, where was that one that you captured accidentally when it was sleeping?
That was in an area part of Chalkahatchee River. It was in the river basin area, but it was off on one of the branches that come into it. And it was just I was probably 50 yards from the actual swamp is where it was at. And the picture I posted, that was, we blew it up. Because it, when I caught it in the video, it was sent to me. A guy, one of Jeff's friends actually, spotted it. And this was 3 years, 4 years after I filmed it. I didn't know I caught it. and I knew something was there because I don't remember if I heard it first, but I had an overwhelming that sensation, you know, time to pack up and go. It was so bad. And when I turned around, I was filming, and I knew it was that general area. I knew it was somewhere, you know, in that path. And I zoomed in on the camera where I thought it was. I was moving it around, but I didn't see it. And I went ahead and turned, and I got out. But then the guy watching the video, he's seen it, and he sent to Jeff. He gave Jeff the timestamp of where it was at, and I couldn't find it. But then the guy, I guess Jeff called him, or it was one of his buddies, but he screenshotted it and sent it to me with the actual timestamp on the screen. And when I got that, I seen it, and I said, surely that's not it. Laying out wide open, there was 2 trees up there, and he was right between them. And I zoomed in, and you could see him laying there like he had his, I mean, all the facial features, the nose, the mouth, the eyes, you could see the whole body. I mean, the upper.
Yeah.
There was a pile of stuff. The trees were pretty big, pretty large trees, and there was just a bunch of some limbs and stuff right there, just natural stuff like what we have right here. And he was on top of it, like he bedded up. But when he showed it to me, it'd been several years since I filmed it, but I went out there like the following weekend, and I finally found those 2 trees, and there's nothing. There's some debris like this, but there is no big black hairy fuzzy thing laying there. And it just that was enough. That's all proof I needed, because I felt it. I knew he was there. I didn't know what was there. I knew something was there. And it was that feeling of, if you've ever like hunt, if you ever shoot a wild hog, especially a boar, a dominant boar, and he runs off, he's in stuff like that, and you're trying to find him. And that feeling you got, you know he's there. Yeah. And it's going to be bad news. You know, if he's still breathing, it's going to be bad news walking up on him. You get this overwhelming sensation just not to go. But the human side of you can't let it just suffer. If he's hurt, if he's dead, you don't want to just kill something to waste it. So it's that battle. You got to go. Yep. It was that feeling, you know, and I thought, you know, I'm not going over there. I'm not going to look. It don't feel right. I'm going that way, and I got out. But, that area is probably 20 miles from right here. Wow. It's not far.
Not too far. Then Ikafana Creek is not too far from here as well, right?
Yeah, this creek dumps into it, I think.
Wow, and that's a mecca for activity. I know you've had, you know, stones and pebbles and sticks thrown at you, and then you knew someone that had a log thrown through the back windshield?
Yeah, that was, I'm trying to remember the road. It was near Mabel Porter.
Mabel Porter.
Mabel Porter Road, and that was in Ikafana.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a pretty good log, probably 3.5, 4 inch. It was a good one.
Wow.
But then I seen a video on YouTube. A guy in a Jeep had one he pushed through the front windshield. And it was about the same diameter as that one, the one he had. And it went through his back glass. I think I'm trying to find an easy way.
Oh man, I really don't like being down.
The waterfall's peaceful.
Yeah, look at that, isn't that pretty?
Yeah.
And that water's so clean.
Yeah. You can hear the water flowing even heavier on this one.
Deer track right there.
Going down against some drinks.
Yeah. They cross it. They go right up those the bank. Look at that one.
That's amazing.
If you can squat down, you'll see back in the, it's about 4 or 5 of them right there, and the last one, the water's like head level once you get down there. Boy, my legs far.
close up. Oh, let's feel it. Oh yeah, I can feel it from the waterfall too. Paradise. True paradise.
Those are old, but you're really pressed in there, huh?
Yeah. Those look pretty big.
Yeah, that's what I was looking. It's got all this packed in. Trying to get some of the stuff out of it. Maybe we can see what it is. That's strange. It almost looks like 3 toes, doesn't it?
It does.
Well, what is that then?
Well,
You're like a gorilla's foot or a gorilla's hand. That'd be weird. Don't want to deal with them either.
No.
Yeah.
But they do respond well to the people that protect them, you know? So like the armed gunmen, they never bash those dudes, so they can tell intention, you know?
I hope mine can see how deeply blue I can bruise my chest when my knees climb high.
Yeah.
Oh, that's still alive. Sort of. Right down here, yes, corner. I'm gonna put a sign up here for it.
That'll be awesome.
he's gonna get sick of that.
Yeah, I told him, I said, you know, I'm putting it up, but I just, because I'll be filming over here, I said, you know, are you going to be all right? You can be offended if that shows up on video. If so, I won't film it at all. And he got a kick out of it. He said, man, I'd be honored. He said, in school, you know, when he was young and in school, he was always being put in the corner. Being in trouble. He said, yeah, that's definitely me. That's my corner.
We just created my little Cabbage Man Connor's corner too, and at my trailer, we could just turn it into a museum.
That's cool.
Spread awareness in Calhoun County.
All the stuff you find, you have to keep your triple wide thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is coming into that corner. I just,
Guy in Apalachicola said that he wanted to open up.
you got an all filling.
Look at my hand. Look, man.
Nothing really. But down there looks dark, but
Yeah, it gets.
Oh man.
Yeah, going down there. The other day, me and Kim were coming up here when Rosie was in school. Almost got sick in there,
really.
and it's just something that's off. I mean, it can't be real bad because the deer are going through it. I mean, you just make out the deer trails, but something just, I don't know. If it's something in the air, if it's under the ground. This end scares me. I really don't like it. I won't come in here by myself at all.
I wouldn't either.
This spot and when we came in down there where the deer is and found, that ain't won't come in there either.
I could see this getting real crazy at night too.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering about putting a camera up. There's a really big track of something right there.
Do you see anything right there?
Kind of looks like
something, but I want to.
a round track. It could be a right foot. You know, the toes right there.
That's what I'm looking. I can see the toes. I just want to make sure I'm.
Yeah.
What pareidolia?
Right there, and the whole foot right there.
Can you see it right there?
The whole shape of the foot, heel, right foot.
Yep.
Pushing right
It's
through.
old. It's old, but
Yeah, it's not real clean, but that's exactly what Connor pointed out. Exactly what I'm seeing. There. You
Big
see,
round.
yeah, the 3 toes,
Yep.
the big pad, and then it had like right back here would be a ball, like right there. See that?
Yep.
That's like the 2 I found back there, but they were clear. It's got that like golf ball impression, the blank spot, and then the pad and the 3 toes. That's what was back there. Me and Kim saw. We only seen 2 of them. It was a little smaller than that, though. Hey. Oh, the thorn. I felt that one. Watch your eyes. For me personally, this is where I really like it. Right here. Like Kim was saying, maybe this is the marker, you know, for us not to go past that. You know, that's what she was saying. I mean, look how odd this area is. These hills. There's never been a house here. There's never been a road. This is it's natural.
Natural. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, why is it like that? You know, it doesn't make sense. We're in Florida. You know, it should be flat, but you know, a few little rises, but just nothing. The whole property's got some areas. This is the main one, and it goes further. It goes quite a bit further. I get spooked out down there real bad.
It's like a natural snake valley, you know,
Yeah.
like a canyon running through all here. It looks like roads and old streams maybe, and of course walkways. But that was my first
We were
instinct
all
when I saw
armed.
this.
If all of us were armed, I'd say we can go down there and check. I don't want to go down there personally. I don't like this, the way this corner feels. I don't like it at all. It's just got something just,
Some just screams, keep your head on a swivel.
yeah. It's like my spirit is, you know, sort of a keep out thing. You know, I ain't supposed to be in there. It's the feeling that I get. But, you know, when me and Kim walked in, because we were going to walk in and then go up to the boundary and cut back and come into the 10 acres. And we didn't even make it here. We was back here somewhere. And Kim said, this don't feel right. I'm going to go back and go that way. And I told her, I said, it's shorter this way. She said, I know, but I don't like the way it feels. And I was feeling it too, but I didn't want to, I don't want to scare them.
Yeah.
You know, it's better if when you don't say something and then someone else verifies, you know, and I wanted to get you guys' opinion, because some people feel things differently. Some people are super sensitive to stuff. It just, I mean, it's beautiful. I love
beautiful.
it right here, but it just something
Doesn't
just doesn't
feel
add
beautiful.
up.
It doesn't feel
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like something is
Usually beauty doesn't come with the feeling of terror.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. It's weird, all this stuff's mashed down. Let me
Sure
show you
is.
that. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
That whole ridge.
Yeah, all of this is mashed down. Even that. That's strange. See, we had the other day we walked, we come down the creek, and we went up that side, and we went back because it was off. Definitely. That is neat.
Yeah, this is definitely an
That's
impression
fine.
to heal.
Something's like, here's another one right here. Here's another one right here.
Isn't that
Cool.
weird?
Toes. Maybe a juvenile. That's
Wow.
not a boot. Look, I
Yeah,
can put
you
my
can see
boot right there.
You can see the toes on that one,
Mhm.
especially the first two.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if this is like a...
Now that looks like a dog.
dog?
Yep. Or maybe the top of a foot. But something definitely stepped right there. There's even like a little
Oh, yeah.
toe pad there. Another one right here.
Yeah, we don't have dogs that big
No,
here.
look at the other toe right here.
That's very similar to what
What you
Kim
found.
seen back there. Yeah, very similar to that. And it had the pad right past the toes. And then I don't get the little ball area. It looked like a golf ball.
Mhm.
If it were a hill, you'd think it would be, you know, a lot larger in diameter, but it wasn't.
There's like a heel impression right here. There's another impression right here. It's just too washed out.
Yeah, we didn't walk it this way when we come through. We walked around that way. Here's your bottle, Connor.
Lost it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you
I thought I heard something, but I thought it was like a buzzing behind my ear. Because I've had these horseflies around me this whole time.
I know.
Pretty big impression. I wish I knew for sure. Kind of makes me want to, you know, bring the landscape rake in here with the tractor.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'd like to know, but I don't want to know. You know, when you get that verification that you definitely have them things here, it changes everything.
Right.
Alright. About that time. Yeah, I gotta get on the road.
Yeah, that looks like something heavy.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, you got a long ride?
Yes, sir, I do.
You can take him with you. I don't mind, promise. You can take all of them. You can leave the Hornets if you want. Just take the spiders.
No, I'd rather take the Hornet.
I hate spiders. See, that's the kind of thing that gets creepy when the sun goes down. Look how thick that is.
Yeah, you can't see anything in there.
If there's something under there, you'll get that weird feeling, but you can't see them. And you know they got both eyes on you.
You good? Got it.
Yeah, just catching bones. But I don't catch as many as Jeff. I told Jeff I like having him come when he goes to the property. Everything grabs his feet.
He clears it out for you.
He said he spent more time in his face. That's more. You come up Sunday. You come up right there.
Okay.
You can tell it's hers. See, but that cut didn't work, so she made another one.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Came from this side. Stop. Almost 100% sure. It just looked weird. I looked through it. Yeah, that definitely doesn't normally. It's really strange. I seen that and I looked up for the tree, but there is no tree behind it. As long as it don't move. We're good. There, we had a really weird putrid chemical odor. Blew on from this side. I don't know what diesel fuel or
It all tripped off. I mean, it could just be, maybe it's dead, falling over.
yeah, oh yes. Probably the pine beetle.
Whenever I see...
We'll find this a lot, you know, out here, but it's, I think this is some type of moss.
Yeah, black moss.
I don't know. It looks a lot like that hair that
Yeah, it always looks
I
like
found
hair.
in Caryville. But the hair was, it was probably that long, about 4 or 5 inches.
This is a lot more than 4 or 5 inches, though.
Yeah.
It looks. Is there any more of it? Yeah, I think this is just black moss.
Look how straight that is, though. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's like a horse mane.
Yeah, it is weird.
That's got like a root on it. Or is that just my eyes?
I
Does it
think
look like a root?
It looks like it, but I'm not sure if the moss
It's
or
just
twine
those-
would
yeah,
do that
it's
too.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't think they. I got a map of this area to show you. And if you head south to the southern property line, you'll know when you get to that property line. Yeah, there's a little sand trail, a little sheep trail that goes through the woods. And then we got the posted signs all around yellow. Posted signs. But the west boundary, the property looks just like this. And all of this property in the west side was one piece of the 188 piece. We split it down the middle. This side here is a little bit bigger than this side, but not by much, like a tenth of an acre. Okay. Oh, and that's Paranormal, I guess. I just happened to look back and
Right there through that.
I think it's just the movement.
Oh,
See that dark thing up under it?
That looks like face.
Looks like it moved twice, 2 times. I cannot duplicate what I just seen.
Come out straight through those 2 trees?
Yep, right under the leaning one. Right there. I cannot get what I just seen to move again.
Well,
I think
we'll solve it right now.
I don't know. Hard to tell. I'm too chicken to walk over there and see.
Find out. I'll run over there if you film it.
I caught a black bear on camera now.
Really?
3 years ago, yep.
Wow.
Right at the, well, almost where I'm cutting the new road into here.
Mm-hmm.
They come there, got into my corn, went over and flipped my hunting tent around, and I mean, just got into, it was, well, it was a mama and 3 little ones. They were probably the size of a puny German Shepherd, the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
The mama was pretty big, probably 250 pounds.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I could put on a 300mm lens.
It's really hard to tell.
It looked like there was something, but like from this angle, it looks like a face, but underneath there.
See, when I stepped over and I turned to look that way, I seen movement twice, but I cannot get it to move like what I seen. That's what I was double checking. It just happened. It reminded me of a pig. When you're pig hunting, they get under stuff like that, and you look for the pointed ears when you're pig hunting, because they'll lay there motionless. And if you see the even just one pointed ear, if you watch it, the mosquitoes and gnats from the water, because the pigs always near water, they'll flick their ear, and that's how they give themselves away. And just out of habit, I'm always looking for pointed ears. And I just happened, when I looked, I seen the black thing, and it looked like it kind of twisted and moved to the side, like toward the right.
Well, I mean, we can throw something over there.
But it,
Okay, I got a pine cone.
Yeah,
thought it moved
throw
twice.
something over there. See if anything.
I can't throw that good because of my back right now. I don't want to hurt myself.
Oh, I fucked that up.
And on TikTok.
Fight back. Don't sit there and just get beat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was one. See all the deer impressions?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, There's so many deer here.
It's weird, that was right there.
And that one bear was baby. Well, they're gone by now. Too. I think it's been 3 years. We got the bear. And we did find a bear track up there where we parked the car and truck at.
Yeah.
We did have a bear track up there last year. Just one track. If we got concerned, there were several tracks that I was one. That was the bear. A little calf. I gotta clear all of this crap from the tractor. This would be a job. The tractor's not that big. I just don't know how to get these full reads up. Probably that one. This one, that's a different story. Maybe I'm supposed to.
You found movement again?
Yeah, I definitely heard something. This part. You should get around it right here. Connor's gonna be able to straddle it and step over. I'm too fat for that. Seriously.
Yesterday I couldn't even bend down and touch my toes. I felt like my body would break in half because of my back.
Can you hold it for you?
Yeah. Why isn't it locked? It should be locked.
Yeah, baby. Oh, come on now. I thought
Yeah.
you're a little bit shorter than me. I thought you'd have trouble. I'm the one that drug over. That's it. I'm gonna go on a diet. How you gonna do that?
Hey, this we're out here right now sweating, you know. This is the best workout we could be doing.
I'm no either.
I'm plump on the round side.
Me,
Thank you.
I'm pretty skinny, so I need extra blankets on the campouts, guys. Me and the goat legs, we were both friends, because
That got me right in there.
That's where it got me at.
Oh man,
what a day, huh?
that place is creepy back there, man. It was
Yeah,
like bringing back PTSD from earlier this weekend, and
See, my stomach's fine now.
yeah,
But just that area.
something about that place was making me feel super claustrophobic.
Yeah, I know.
It was like
it.
all of Flat Rock's area like concentrated into two small little areas.
Yeah, but
it was
that
giving me
spot
some
back
serious
there,
anxiety.
That first spot we went in, that's where all the activity's been that we've had on here.
Yeah.
With the exception of you'll get footsteps, something. Usually walking away, but sometimes it'll run away from you, and it's bipedal. I mean, there's no mistake.
Yeah.
It's really loud. It's almost like they're kind of like their feet are flopping, you know, when they're running.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound graceful, but it's really loud. But that's up there. That's normally all it is. Football. But back over there is where all that activity is been.
Well, you know where they live, other crap lives, and that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of. It's not the question of which one can you trust if you can't trust either one. Which one's going to have mercy on me. I can't sit up there and use it. The hornets have built a huge nest in the wall of that material. Cover that with. So we're letting the wind this one in the back. It's loose already. Let it weather away. There's a lot of hornets in that thing. See, there's the other stand right there, the hunting stand. Can you See that one? The one in that other
Yeah.
pine? Yeah, that's the other one. That's one we use more. We got target deer that we removed from here.
Yeah.
This year and last year, there's a group trying to do 4 deer. I've got one of them, so there's 3 left. No, I got 2 of them now. We got 2 left out of that group. If they show up next year, this next hunting season. And 3 years ago, everything was good. All the deer were acting right. We didn't have any sick ones. We didn't have any of them being aggressive to the little ones or the mamas. So 2 or 3 years in a row, we didn't hunt at all up here. It's just if we get a sick deer that appears to be sick, or we get one that's attacking the babies, and we have to take them out. We got a skunk on this property somewhere.
Hope you guys enjoyed our journey. This will be behind the scenes from fear to understanding. Thank you to Donnie from Standing Goats Rescue. And also make sure to check out Matt from Squatchin' South Florida. What a wild trip, weekend, expedition, investigation. That's what it's about, the real life. Looking all the way around anyway.
Yeah, that's what it fucking feels like.
Scary driving through this at night. It's like your arm's length away from the woods.
Literally.